Hello, good morning. Our headlines today. The summer wave of industrial action. Now barristers look set to call an all-out strike in an ongoing row with the government over pay for legal aid work.
An emotional plea from Tyson Fury as he calls for tougher punishments for knife crime after his cousin is stabbed to death.
Water companies are accused of failing to monitor sewage discharge with pollution warnings in place at dozens of British beaches.
Charities say they're helping more families than ever before with free school uniforms as cost of living pressures really bite. Good morning from the Uniform Exchange in Huddersfield, where they've seen a real jump in the number of people turning to them for help. I'll find out how it all works.
Good morning. Another gold for Great Britain as the European Athletics Championships comes to a close. The men's 4x100 metre relay team eased to victory, smashing a 30-year championship record.
Because here's a story most parents will be familiar with. I certainly am. How long are you driving on the motorway before your child throws a tantrum? New research shows that the average child asks, "Are we nearly there yet?" just 32 minutes into a car journey.
32 minutes?
And has a backseat meltdown after an hour and 10 minutes. And to make matters worse, experts at Nottingham Trent University say that for each extra sibling in the car, the tantrum is brought forward by 10 minutes. I'd be lucky to get to 10 minutes without a tantrum.
32 minutes seems a bit late into a journey.
It
I remember
does.
journeys when my children have asked after 3.2 minutes, not 32. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. Good scientific research from the university in Nottingham there.
Look at what's making the front pages of the morning's newspapers, and we'll start with the front page of the Eye, which reports that households may have to pay energy bills that are already considering... Sorry, the cost of living crisis says that there are more than 1.7 million households considering going into debt and unable to pay their energy bills. The Express has a plan by the National Grid to offer rebates to households for turning off their washing machines during peak hours. The Telegraph says that callers to NHS 111 are waiting 20 times longer than they should be, with some patients reporting being left on hold for up to an hour. The Metro leads with the boxer Tyson Fury calling for a crackdown on knife crime following the death of his cousin. That's also the front page story for The Sun and for the Daily Mirror. Now, the Daily Mail covers a new drug being trialled by the NHS, which they say could prevent a tenth of cancer deaths. The Guardian reports on the lack of staff in care homes, meaning residents' basic needs are not being met. The Times says that Boris Johnson is still more popular with Conservative voters than either candidate to replace him. The FT leads on the Russian diplomat Gennady Gatilov dismissing chances of a peace deal with Ukraine. And the front page of the Daily Star blames German wasps invading the UK.
Metro, let's start with the Metro, joins several other papers to lead with boxer Tyson Fury's calls for a crackdown on knife crime. It's after his cousin was stabbed to death at the weekend.
The Telegraph this morning reporting that GCSE grades are expected to fall from last year's record high when students get their results this week. The Times is saying that girls are going to do rather better than boys. Maybe boys spending too much time on computer games.
You're talking from personal experience.
Yes.
The Guardian warns that swimmers visiting the seaside could be at risk of sewage due to a fault in monitors. That's according to data collected by the Environment Agency.
And the Times has polled its readers and reports this morning that voters would prefer Boris Johnson, remember him, over Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss, with little enthusiasm, it says, in marginal constituencies for the Tory leadership hopefuls. Interesting.
Yeah, just 2 weeks to go now until we find out who will be the next leader.